Let me start by just giving you guys four numbers to think about. The four numbers are 164, 32, 360, and 42. 164, that's the number of Earth observation satellites that have been launched over the last 11 years. 32 countries, different countries, have launched these 164 satellites. 360 is the number of Earth observations satellites expected to be launched over the next 7 years from 42 different countries. So obviously the number of satellites that are being launched, Earth observation satellites that have been launched and are being launched by a variety of different commercial and governments continues to expand. Space is hard. Space is incredibly hard. Every day I'm reminded of when I think about the complexity of our business, how hard space is. And it is incredibly expensive. Just as an example, our company has invested $3 billion, $3 billion US dollars of capital over the last 10 years, and we are roughly $600 million in revenue. So $3 billion worth of assets and investment that our shareholders have given us to invest in our business, and we are averaging, our 2013 was about $600 million in revenue, obviously with some growth in 2014, which we'll be reporting earnings here shortly. But the math for any Earth observation company to earn a return on invested capital is not easy. Here's some other simple numbers for you to think about in terms of Earth observation. The sub-meter commercial Earth observation industry market is about $1 billion US annually. So the amount of capital required over the last, or the amount of capital invested over the last few years in our industry is about $2 billion. And just another number, WorldView 3, our latest satellite that we launched last summer, cost us roughly $650 million to launch. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that the return on invested capital in an asset-intensive industry like ours, which Earth observation, is very difficult. It's very difficult to return the invested capital. And then with the emergence of all the small satellites in our industry over the last couple years, and it seems like every month another company's being launched, this isn't changing the market on the demand side. The global market and demand for Earth observation, even with more supply, hasn't changed, except we are potentially providing the hope that one day in the future there will be unlimited supply of mid-resolution to high-resolution imagery. I don't think that's what the global market needs. I don't think that's what our industry needs. We don't need an oversupply and not enough demand. What we need is information and insight derived from information-rich data or information-rich imagery. The market needs 30 centimeter, 40 centimeter, 50 centimeter spectral diverse imagery to give answers, not just to give data or to give the formula. We need, the industry is demanding answers. All the easy problems over the last 10 years that require imagery, and particularly 1 to 5 meter, 30 meter type data, all the easy answers or all the easy problems have been solved. So what's left now are the hard problems. And hard problems require more information, they require analytics, they require big data, better accuracy, spectral diversity, etc. And all of this requirements to give answers requires a huge investment. There are many scientists and technologists in the room today, and probably you know that complex problems don't get solved with small investment. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of resource to answer complex problems. And the same is true in the geospatial information and insight industry. It will continue to require significant capital investments, which we've already made. It requires new thinking, repeated attempts, and outside experts, not just from the GIS industry, but other outside experts new to the industry that can understand in detail the workflow and the challenge at the business user, not necessarily the GIS group, but at the business user level, the business manager level, understanding those workflows at the most granular level of detail. And we, as an industry, and I do mean the broad industry of GIS and Earth observation and technology software, we're on the precipice of the next generation of challenges which we may be able to solve. And I want to emphasize that we may be able to solve these problems. We haven't proven it yet. And I mean the new, harder challenges that industry and government end users face. But free data, or the commoditization of imagery that has long been existed, and old guard thinking and generic approaches aren't going to work anymore. There's been an enormous amount of marketing in the last few years and empty promises from new entrants into the market that are promising that they can solve big, challenging problems with small investments, or that through very easy means, but that's not the case. Companies and governments need very high resolution imagery. They need currency, accuracy, completeness in order to effectively tackle these hard problems. So here's my challenge to all of you here today. We need to find new ways to tackle old and new problems using the newest available technology, like from our Worldview 3 satellite. Again, we spent $650 million, 5 years of an investment to launch this satellite, and we need your help to tell us, how do we tackle these hard problems, and what are the new applications that you can use with 30-centimeter satellite data, with 16 bands, with shortwave infrared, extended spectral diversity. We need your help in order to come up with new application. We're the pioneer of new technology, and help us find that game-changing applications. And let's not allow the commoditization of imagery or services, technology services, to deter innovation and investment. And I think it could happen. The commoditization of imagery without a return on investment of the capital that's required that all of us take advantage of, it can happen that if we're not careful, we'll let that opportunity slip from us. And let's focus on what the value is of imagery and GIS information and insight. What is the value to an end user, to the business community? And value implies that there's a cost and there's a return. So in summary, let's think bigger about the way that we can solve these complex problems, be more creative, look for new solutions using existing technologies, and expand the scope of what we do. India, and all the people in this room, is a pioneer in this space. As I travel around the world, there are very few places in the world that have the people and the resources and the passion for this industry, more so than India. And at DigitalGlobe, we're very fortunate that we have a purpose that we talk about very openly, what the purpose of our company is, and it's to see a better world. Last year, we were incredibly successful in partnering with a lot of global development organizations and NGOs, a lot of nonprofits around the world, to solve very meaningful problems, helping with the Ebola crisis in Africa, helping with natural disasters, using our geospatial crowdsourcing to help out with various man-made disasters, etc. But The world needs India, and the world needs new ways of tackling old and new problems, and it's going to require investment, it's going to require resources, and it's going to require different thinking. And that's my challenge to you today. Thank you.